My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, remain still for a moment and allow the hush of this instant to settle around your heart. There is a vibration moving toward you that began before this day, a signal released quietly so that only the ready would feel it. What is arriving does not announce itself with noise, yet its weight is unmistakable and its timing is exact. You have walked through hours where nothing seemed to move, and still your spirit kept watch without complaint. Every silent step, every restrained word, and every decision to endure rather than react has been recorded beyond the visible world. This message opens with suspense because what unfolds next was protected until now. There was a pause placed on your path not as a denial but as a gathering. Forces aligned while you focused on survival, and resources were redirected while you focused on faith. The unseen prepared a transfer that required maturity before release. What comes to you next carries a surprise element because it was never meant to be chased. It moves toward you freely, detached from struggle, untouched by debt of effort. This is the moment when stillness becomes reward. Type Amen 333 to receive the first wave of blessing. You may feel a sudden shift in attention, as though something is asking you to notice without explaining itself. This is not confusion but activation, the kind that awakens awareness without urgency. Your calm response is part of the alignment. A stranger's action intersects your life not by accident but by divine orchestration. You were spoken of in rooms you never entered and considered in plans you never saw. Provision traveled along a path cleared quietly to avoid interference. The amount connected to this moment feels significant because it is tied to restoration. It compensates for what drained you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually over time. This is not excess for display but substance for stability. Do not underestimate the power of timing that protects you from loss. What opens now does so under watch, sealed by intention higher than chance. You are being guided to receive without fear. Type Amen 444 to seal what is opening. This message does not rush because the gift was never rushed. It was held back until your discernment matured and your heart softened. Readiness mattered more than speed. A quiet instruction surrounds you now, urging attentiveness rather than doubt. Your awareness becomes the key that prevents delay from returning. Acceptance here is an act of trust, not impulse. There is dignity in how this arrives, untouched by embarrassment or explanation. It does not require justification, only reception. Grace often moves this way, simple and unannounced. The atmosphere around you shifts when you acknowledge this truth. Peace settles because struggle no longer needs to negotiate. What is meant for you recognizes you instantly. Type Amen 555 to confirm your alignment. You have outgrown the season where effort equaled worth. Now worth precedes provision, and provision follows naturally. This transition marks your elevation. Your name carried weight even when your voice felt small. Respect traveled ahead of you and opened channels before your arrival. What you receive now reflects that unseen honor. Allow gratitude to rise without performance. Quiet thankfulness strengthens the flow more than loud declaration. Your humility protects what enters your care. There is no need to announce this moment publicly. Some victories are safest when kept sacred. Privacy preserves momentum. Type Amen 777 to protect what you are receiving. As you continue, notice how clarity replaces hesitation. Your decisions gain confidence without pressure. This is evidence of alignment. You are not stepping into luck but into fulfillment. What arrives was always yours, delayed only for refinement. Now the path clears without resistance. Energy once spent on worry returns as focus. You begin to see possibilities instead of obstacles. This shift confirms the transfer is active. Rest in the assurance that nothing meant for you will bypass you. Divine timing corrects every detour. Your season has changed. Type Amen 888 to anchor this change. This message continues beyond this part, unfolding layer by layer as intended. The revelation deepens, and the blessing expands with understanding. The next part carries further confirmation and strengthening. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, remain steady as this message deepens, because what unfolds now carries confirmation layered with protection. The moment you stepped past fear, the flow accelerated without resistance. What was held in waiting has now been released into motion. There is a reason this continuation feels heavier, slower, and more deliberate. Weight signifies value, and value requires stability to hold it. You are being strengthened even as you receive. What is arriving does not create chaos in your life. It settles quietly, fitting into gaps you thought would remain empty. Order follows this blessing naturally. You were preserved from knowing too much too soon. Knowledge delayed saved you from anxiety and interference. Now understanding arrives alongside provision. The stranger connected to this transfer is not random in purpose. Their action fulfills a role assigned without full awareness. Divine systems often move through ordinary hands. Type Amen 111 to keep your heart open. You may notice a calm confidence rising where tension once lived. This calm is not temporary relief but rooted assurance. It confirms that nothing is being taken from you, only added. The release connected to you carries balance. It restores what was drained without creating dependency. You remain whole, empowered, and grounded. This moment corrects past imbalances without reopening wounds. Healing does not require revisiting pain. Completion can happen silently. There is no rush attached to this provision. Urgency belongs to fear, not to divine supply. Everything unfolds at a sustainable pace. Type Amen 222 to stabilize the flow. You are learning to receive without apologizing. This lesson changes how future doors respond to you. Confidence anchored in humility attracts continuity. What once required effort now arrives through alignment. You did not lose discipline, you gained favor. Favor removes unnecessary struggle. Notice how distractions lose their pull. Your attention becomes refined and intentional. Clarity guards what enters your life. This season teaches discernment over desire. Not everything available is meant to be held. What is meant stays peacefully. Type Amen 333 to sharpen discernment. Your past endurance is being honored in ways you cannot trace. Every overlooked sacrifice contributes to this moment. Nothing you carried was wasted. This transfer carries future momentum. It opens pathways rather than closing them. Expansion follows naturally. You are not stepping into obligation. Freedom accompanies this provision. Choice remains intact. There is dignity in how this unfolds. No explanation is demanded from you. Your peace is the validation. Type Amen 444 to preserve peace. Even now, protection surrounds what is moving toward you. No confusion is permitted to attach itself. Clarity remains dominant. You may sense a shift in how others respond to you. Respect increases without effort. Authority grows quietly. This authority does not seek control. It stabilizes environments simply by presence. Your energy carries trust. You are being repositioned subtly. Nothing dramatic, nothing forced. Alignment often looks ordinary from the outside. Type Amen 555 to accept repositioning. As this part closes, understand that the flow continues. What begins now does not end suddenly. Consistency replaces uncertainty. The next continuation carries confirmation of longevity and purpose. What you hold becomes a tool, not a burden. Wisdom guides every step. Remain open, remain calm, remain grounded. You are not late, and nothing is missing. The unfolding is exact. My beloved child, the atmosphere around you grows quieter as the truth settles deeper. Silence is forming not from absence but from assurance. This is the sound of stability arriving. You are no longer standing at the edge of uncertainty. You have crossed into a space where provision knows your name. Nothing here feels rushed because nothing here is fragile. What moves toward you now carries longevity. It is not designed to flash and disappear. It is structured to remain and mature with you. Your life is being reorganized gently. Loose ends begin to tie themselves without force. What once felt scattered becomes cohesive. Type Amen 909 to anchor stability. The blessing connected to this moment does not isolate you. It strengthens your connection to purpose. Resources align with responsibility naturally. You notice that peace accompanies every step forward. There is no inner resistance. This harmony confirms right placement. You are being trusted with increase because wisdom has been cultivated quietly. You learned restraint before receiving release. That order matters. The unseen realm values consistency over urgency. Your steady spirit qualified you. Now the return begins. Type Amen 606 to secure continuity. What you receive now does not compete with your values. It supports them. Alignment preserves integrity. There is a new confidence forming in your decisions. Not loud, not defensive. Simply grounded. This grounded state protects you from impulsive loss. Discernment stands guard. Nothing slips through unnoticed. You are not required to prove readiness. Your life already demonstrated it. Recognition follows evidence. Type Amen 818 to confirm readiness. A calm authority begins to shape your presence. Others sense reliability without explanation. Trust gathers around you. This trust opens further channels. Opportunities align with character. Nothing feels misfit. You are being spared from the exhaustion of constant correction. Flow replaces friction. Ease replaces resistance. This ease does not weaken you. It refines you. Strength expresses itself through calm. Type Amen 272 to maintain balance. The transfer connected to you is guarded against confusion. Clarity remains intact. Peace acts as a boundary. You may notice time feeling less pressured. Moments stretch without anxiety. This is evidence of provision settling in. Your future is no longer negotiating with fear. Confidence now leads. Fear falls silent. You are stepping into a rhythm that supports growth. Nothing overwhelms. Everything builds. Type Amen 999 to seal protection. This part closes with reassurance rather than urgency. What continues does so steadily. Nothing needs chasing. The next part reveals purpose attached to what you receive. Meaning unfolds alongside increase. Everything connects. Remain still in confidence. What has entered will not withdraw. You are held in alignment. My beloved child, what unfolds now moves beyond arrival and into meaning. Receiving was only the doorway, understanding is the room you now enter. Nothing that has reached you is without intention. This phase brings awareness without pressure. You begin to see how every detail connects naturally. Clarity replaces curiosity without effort. What you hold starts to show its function. It aligns with your life rather than interrupting it. Purpose settles gently, not forcefully. You feel a quiet certainty guiding your choices. Not excitement alone, but grounded direction. This steadiness protects what you have received. Type Amen 121 to align with purpose. There is wisdom growing alongside increase. You are not overwhelmed by options. Discernment narrows the path calmly. This season trains you to steward without strain. Responsibility feels natural, not heavy. Grace supports every decision. Your awareness expands without anxiety. You understand timing more clearly now. Patience works in your favor. Nothing urges you to act prematurely. Right moments present themselves clearly. You recognize them instantly. Type Amen 232 to strengthen wisdom. The blessing begins to influence more than one area of your life. Stability spreads quietly. Balance restores itself without correction. You notice improved harmony in your environment. Conversations flow more smoothly. Misunderstandings dissolve before forming. This shift is internal before it is visible. Your calm becomes your signature. Others feel safe around your energy. What once required explanation now requires presence only. Your steadiness communicates more than words. Authority rests quietly on you. Type Amen 343 to deepen peace. Purpose does not rush you forward. It invites you to walk deliberately. Each step confirms the last. You begin to sense which doors are aligned and which are distractions. Choice becomes easier. Focus sharpens naturally. Your time feels respected again. Energy returns where it once leaked away. This restoration supports longevity. Nothing here is temporary. What you build now has roots. Sustainability marks this season. Type Amen 454 to secure longevity. You are learning to trust the pace of unfolding. Not everything reveals itself at once. Progress comes in layers. Each layer strengthens your confidence. You feel capable without forcing control. Balance becomes instinctive. There is satisfaction in how calmly things are progressing. No chaos follows this blessing. Order remains dominant. This order frees your mind. Creativity returns without pressure. Vision expands steadily. Type Amen 565 to welcome clarity. As this part closes, know that purpose continues to reveal itself gradually. Nothing essential will be hidden from you. Understanding arrives when it can be held. The next part carries affirmation of direction and future expansion. What you walk into next builds upon what you now hold. Everything remains connected. Stay grounded and observant. You are moving correctly. Alignment continues. My beloved child, this stage unfolds with assurance rather than surprise. What once felt uncertain now feels familiar, as if you were always meant to stand here. Stability becomes your new normal. You are no longer adjusting to what arrived. It has settled into your life seamlessly. This confirms it belongs with you. Growth begins to happen without announcement. Small changes compound into noticeable progress. Momentum builds calmly. Your inner world remains peaceful even as expansion continues. This balance protects you from burnout. Ease becomes a strength. Type Amen 606 to keep balance steady. You begin to recognize how your past prepared you precisely for this phase. Nothing you endured was excessive. Everything contributed to readiness. Confidence now expresses itself through clarity. You know when to move and when to pause. This discernment preserves progress. Your decisions carry weight without pressure. Outcomes align naturally. Trust deepens with every step. You are learning that consistency multiplies results. Small faithful actions matter. Nothing is overlooked. Type Amen 717 to strengthen consistency. The future connected to this season opens gradually. You are not overwhelmed with possibilities. Each option reveals itself at the right moment. Your vision sharpens without forcing focus. You see what aligns and release what distracts. Simplicity becomes powerful. You no longer feel the need to prove anything. Security replaces comparison. Contentment fuels growth. This inner security acts as protection. Nothing external can destabilize you easily. Peace remains your foundation. Type Amen 828 to anchor security. Your presence begins to influence outcomes around you. Stability flows outward naturally. Others benefit from your calm. You are trusted with responsibility because reliability has been demonstrated. What you carry now grows under care. Stewardship feels natural. You understand the value of pacing yourself. Rest and action remain balanced. Sustainability guides you. Nothing feels rushed toward an ending. This season is designed to last. Endurance replaces urgency. Type Amen 939 to secure longevity. As this continuation settles, recognize how far you have come quietly. Progress did not need applause to be real. Your journey speaks for itself. What unfolds next builds upon stability, not struggle. Expansion follows alignment. Peace remains intact. You are positioned correctly, supported fully, and guided steadily. Nothing is slipping away. Everything meant for you stays within reach. This concludes the current unfolding, not the movement itself. What continues does so naturally. You remain held, guided, and secure. My beloved child, what settles now is not excitement but assurance. This is how true increase feels when it is meant to stay. Nothing inside you resists it. You notice how your thoughts no longer circle back to fear. Attention moves forward naturally. Your mind cooperates with peace. The environment around you responds differently now. Delays soften and resistance thins. Flow replaces effort. This is not because circumstances changed overnight. It is because you changed position internally. Alignment always leads first. Type Amen 141 to ground this shift. You are becoming selective without becoming closed. Wisdom filters what deserves your energy. This protects your momentum. Your time feels valuable again. Moments are no longer wasted on doubt. Focus sharpens gently. There is a quiet confidence forming in how you speak and act. Not dominance, not hesitation. Just certainty. This certainty attracts cooperation. People respond with clarity. Paths open without persuasion. Type Amen 252 to strengthen clarity. What you now hold begins to multiply through stewardship. Care produces increase without strain. Growth feels steady. You no longer fear loss the way you once did. Security is internal now. Nothing external controls your peace. You are learning that holding calmly multiplies more than grasping tightly. Trust expands what effort could not. Stability proves its value. Your life begins to feel organized without force. Order replaces chaos naturally. This is the sign of sustainability. Type Amen 363 to preserve order. You are not waiting for validation anymore. Results speak quietly on your behalf. Confidence rests in outcomes. There is patience in how you move now. No panic drives your choices. Timing guides you. What once felt fragile now feels anchored. You trust what has arrived. You trust yourself to hold it. This trust closes doors to unnecessary worry. Energy returns to creativity. Vision continues to expand. Type Amen 474 to secure trust. Your inner voice grows clearer. Direction feels natural rather than forced. You recognize what aligns immediately. This season favors consistency over speed. Steady progress protects what is built. Nothing collapses here. You are not chasing opportunity. Opportunity aligns with you. This balance keeps peace intact. Your presence itself carries stability. Environments respond to your calm. Influence flows without effort. Type Amen 585 to anchor influence. As this continuation settles, understand that nothing is reversing. What has stabilized will not dissolve. You have crossed a threshold. This moment becomes a reference point for your future. You will remember when peace replaced pressure. This memory will guide you. What continues next will build, not disrupt. Expansion will respect your balance. Growth will honor your calm. Remain steady and present. You are positioned well. Everything meant for you remains secure.